What up, everybody? Welcome back to another flight. Welcome to another stream off of the Xbox S series. I am your host. I am your captain, Phoenix Black Knight. Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome aboard. Calgary. Back in Calgary. As you know, we're going to be leaving Calgary today. Last flight we took off and went into Vancouver. That was an exhibition. This one's going to be an exhibition as well, you guys. This one, I called an audible on this one. So we got either Alaska Airlines. The reason why I called an audible on it is because the American Virtual Airlines website is down for maintenance, and I wasn't able to bid on a flight. So without bidding it and knowing if I was going to get accepted or not, no point of flying it if we're not going to get rewarded for it. It's the way I was looking at it. So we'll save that. So when the website comes back up, we'll actually save it for another flight down the road, maybe if we ever make it back into Calgary. So, or if we back up and we want to continue from there, we can do that as well. So today's flight, I went in and just did a real world flight and matched up one from Alaska to Portland. So Alaska to Portland, you guys, is what we're going to do. And then real quick here, let me log on to something real quick. There we go. Just making sure our sim brief is pulling up. And it is pulling up perfect. Okay. Okay. So like I said, you guys, we're down in Calgary. We had that one fun flight when we flew Air Canada into Vancouver. Didn't give Air Canada the proper props, though, because we had a little rough on the landing, keeping it far to the right for some weird reason. So Air Canada did not get a good landing like it should have. So hopefully we'll find a way to fit it in again, and we'll give it this proper respect on the landing that it deserves with that livery on the the white and the black and the red play together. So let's rewind a little bit, get back to where we took off. We took off from Seattle, if you guys remember, right, on American Airlines and landed in Calgary. Now we're going to kind of do that again, but we're going to be Alaska this time, going into Portland. And maybe we'll come back to Calgary when American Virtual Airlines gets back up. Maybe they got a nice route for us to bid to get back out of Calgary somewhere else. If not, maybe we'll just pick it up from Portland and just keep going from there. So with no further ado, let's check our roll call. Let's see who's on board today. As always, we do got the simulator pick eye. We also got Irene sending. We also have Timothy, Marco. We also got Tim on board. We got Callie Banks, Thomas. We got him on. We got Potato Man still aboard with us today. We got Colin still on board. Dennis is still around. We also got Asgard Ken 232. And we also got I Am Right, You're Wrong. And we also got Nilsson Series. New subscribers. I think we had some new ones we had to say, you guys. Where were they? Oh, that must have been it. Okay, nice roll call. Appreciate you guys being aboard. Appreciate you guys watching the stream. I really do appreciate it. From Phoenix Black Knight to you guys. Appreciate it, everybody. Appreciate it. All right, so let's get into our sim brief. Let's get you guys briefed up, flight crew, so you guys know what we're doing and where we're going. Right now, once again, we are American Airlines. We're substituting American Airlines out. We are Alaska Airlines today. So Alaska 954 is going to be our call sign. We're in Calgary, like I said, going into Portland. We're in the Airbus 320, as you see here. Not the Neo, but the 320. July 3rd today. Departure time 17:45 UTC time. Arrival time is 19:40 UTC time. Airtime they gave us on this flight through sim brief is 1 hour and 27 minutes. The block time they gave us is 1 hour and 55 minutes. So the time to beat is 1 hour and 27 minutes. We were 4 minutes, I think, late on our last flight into Vancouver. I think we were like a couple, 4 minutes, 5 minutes late. So we'll see if we can do better this time around. Altitude they want us to fly at is 34,000 feet is the altitude they want us to climb at and maintain a cruising altitude at. Distance is 533 nautical miles. Wind 274 over 41 knots. Passengers on today's flight. We have 185 passengers on today's flight. Bulk fuel for today's flight is 13,006 pounds. Cargo is 10,175 pounds, and total payload is 42,550 pounds. Right now, wheels down in Calgary. When we go wheels up, we're going to be off of runway 35 right. And when we, with the transition to DCT, as a transition going out, and drummer, D-U-M-R-A. And when we go down into Portland, they want us wheels down on runway 28 left is wheels down with a transition down in the Portland of Hood, H-H-O-O-D, Hood. Let's jump into the weather so you guys know what the weather's right now. As you can see, in Calgary right now, we got rain. So it's 56 degrees right now in Calgary with cloudy skies and rain right now in Calgary. As you can see, zoomers, zoom out one more time, you guys can see it. We've been talking about it when we were going to get some bad weather. So here's a little bit. This is Calgary rained on us going in, and now it's raining on us going out. So isn't that pretty funny? Yeah, it gave us rain going in, and now rain going out. And then weather going into Portland. We are 87 degrees and clear skies. Isn't that kind of weird? Shouldn't Portland always be cloudy? But 87 degrees and clear skies as of right now in Portland, according to the weather. So, all right, flight crew, you guys have been briefed. I've been briefed. Let's go ahead and get this plane ready for passengers. So let's go ahead and turn up our menu, and our AI co-pilot is already turned off. Perfect. I wish that was more consistent. All right, let's zoom down here. Let's zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's get to the tablet. Let's go ahead and hit our settings. Make sure it works. It does. Let's go to our ground crew. Let's get our cones down for safety. Let's go back to the settings. Let's turn on our APU unit, which should not turn on our plane. There it goes. Perfect. Let's slide to the middle of the plane real quick. Let's look up. Let's go ahead and hit that APU bleed. Let's go ahead and illuminate all of our button and knobbles right up here. Dome light comes on. No smoking light comes on. Seatbelt sign comes on. Nav light comes on at this time. Beacon light comes on at this time. Plane just started up. That's the only light for now. Let's go back to the middle. Let's get this plane set up the way we like it. From the right to the left panel, went ahead and just turned up our indicator. Yellow plane right there. Let's go ahead and line up the dash right there. On the right. Perfect. And then from the left panel, let's light that up as well. We do have to go over the flight plan, you guys. Look at that bank they have going out on the left. We are going to do a controlled takeoff with this bank right here. So we're actually going to put our speed at 210 knots. That's a good segue going right into it. Got those all illuminated. Let's come down here. This is going to be a late time flight. So we're going to do the floodlights. We're going to turn that on 1. We're going to go ahead and illuminate this middle console here and then slide over. Train comes on now. Flight directory comes on. Informational map ARC. Nautical range, we'll leave it at 10 till after 10,000 feet. Speed, we're not going to leave that in the managed position. We're actually do a controlled takeoff. I'm going to go 210 knots on this. If we get there. There we go. 210 knots. That's just below keeping it 200. Keeping our flaps at flaps 1. So we will keep our flaps down on takeoff. And then the managed speed, excuse me, for the heading, we're going to leave it in the managed position because we already got our flight plan already entered in. Like I mentioned, we have this hard bank right here, right off of takeoff. So we're going to hold 110. Hopefully we hit 110 about right here. And then we'll kind of just ease up on the throttle and we'll just kind of coast it all the way through. And then we can go 250 as soon as we come around the bank. So we'll do that. We're going to go ahead and leave the climbing. We're actually going to climb slow so as we have that turn. So we're actually only going to climb 1,500 feet per minute on that. Just till we get around that turn. Yeah, 1,500 feet per minute just till we get around the turn. Let's go ahead and illuminate all the buttons and knobs up here. All right, jump back to the captain seat. Let's get to the captain view. The plane is set up the way we like it, and then now we are ready for passengers. So let's get our passengers on board. Let's go back to our tablet. Come down here. Let's go ahead and hit our ground crew. Let's go ahead and turn our cabin lights on so passengers can see where they're going. Let's turn our GPU unit now so we're off the battery power, off the plane. We don't need an AC unit because it is raining, so let's just go ahead and connect the jetway, and then let's go ahead and open the cargo door. Knew that was going on the wrong side. Alright, so let's shut this. And we'll just pretend it's on that side. That works. And then, now with the boarding process going, let's go ahead and get our ATC on the line. Let's get our ground services going. We'll get our catering services going. We'll get our ground services going. Our baggage services. So let's go ahead and there's our catering service. Let's get that going. Let's pan it around so we can see what's going on in Calgary. There's our ground service. We can see them and see what's going on back there. Ground services, we got our catering services. They're on the way and been accepted. So let's go ahead now and get our baggage services going. And then at the same time, let's go ahead and turn on our AI co-pilot. He can come on at this time. Baggage has been accepted, so let's go ahead and wait for the ground crew to be done and enjoy the sounds of the game. I'll be back. I'm excited to fly this Alaskan Airlines plane. But I've never flown the lever since I've had the game. Never flown the Alaska lever, so I'm excited to call the name out. The Alaska 954 has a nice little ring to it. Catering services wrapping up, so you know that back door is going to shut soon. Baggage services looks like they just put the last piece of luggage on there. Looks like he'll be pulling away soon. So let's go ahead. Put our view about right there. Actually, let's do it this way so you can see the engine start up. The engines don't sound good on the 320 like they do on the 320 Neo. But the engines sound a lot better on that one than this one. But at least it's nice to see them start up. How about we're actually going to start engine 2. We'll put it right there, okay? Perfect. So let's go back inside the plane, and then let's go ahead and illuminate the passengers so we know they are on board already. Oh, I have to sneeze. One sec. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. Okay. Illuminated the passengers. They're on board. Let's go ahead now, and let's go ahead and hit our ATC. Let's go back to our AI and get our clearance to Portland and get our altitude. Let's go back to the captain's seat, to the captain view. Let's see what Portland says here. Want us at 9,000 feet. 124.5254, excuse me. Departure frequency. Oh, 2. Thank goodness he verified. Captain's seat. Let's go back over to the tablet. Let's slide back over here. GPU disconnected. Perfect. Let's go ahead and ATC again. I think we're going to have to manually get rid of that jet. No, we shouldn't have to do that. Let's go ahead and hit tablet. Let's get the jetway gone. That should work, right? Maybe not. Try one more time. Jetway. Oh, maybe he thinks I'm activating them. Tablet. Oh, it's coming back. Okay, it's gone. There we go. Jetway's disconnected. Let's go ahead and request our pushback now, which means we're going to turn on our ATC again. We're going to request our pushback. We'll get rid of that. Hopefully AI stays on the rest of the game. You know, we've flown sometimes, but we lost communications. Pushback has been accepted. Let's just jump back into the captain's seat. Let's go to the captain view. Let's get our view the way we like it, which is about right there where we can read the numbers. We'll scoot forward a little bit. About right there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's cross-check everything, you guys. So we got our takeoff speed, 210 knots. We're going to go get up to 210 knots and hold that there. Once again, we're going to keep our flaps on flaps 1. Man is position on the heading. They want us up to 9,000 feet on the takeoff, and we're going to climb up to 9,000 feet at 1,500 feet per minute. Perfect. Connection on the pushback, so we're going to go ahead and release the parking brake. Positive pushback. Engine mode from the normal position to the start position. Engine 2. Engine 2 is at 20% and holding. There we go. Perfect. Let's go ahead and start engine 1. Put that camera view right there so we can see the flaps and spoilers. Turn our wipers on. AI co-pilot is getting his clearance to taxi. Engines are at 12%. It's good enough to check the flaps. Flaps one down to 100%. Spoilers, let's bring those up in arms. Spoilers are up. Flaps are going. Oh, wrong one. Flaps are going down. Someone already took our spot. Let's go back out. Flaps, let's put those up in 0. Tablet's gonna put them where it needs to be. Speed brakes, let's get those, put those back down. Let's put those on for the takeoff position. Engine mode back to the normal position. Let's get our taxi brakes on. Let's go ahead and hit our APU bleed off. Let's go ahead and turn off the APU master. Turns off the APU available. Then let's go ahead and hit our tablet. Let's go ahead and hit settings. We're going to be ready to taxi. Let's hit that. Go back to the ground cruise, turn off our cabin lights for now. Let's go back here. Let's hit our flight information. You can see our ground speed that we're taxiing at. Look up. Where's our ground crew at? There they are over there. Thumbs up. Salute. We're out of here. Thank you, Calgary, for hosting. All right. Dome light comes on. Fasten the seatbelt sign is on, and no smoking sign is still on. Tablet turned on the runway lights. The runway lights are now on. Landing lights is still in the restricted position. Nose light is in the taxi position now for the taxi. Beacon light is still on, and nav light is still on. Strobe light is off, and wing lights are off. All right, look to the right. I don't see anything. Pretty sure we taxi to the right. So let's go left since we don't have a plane that way. So give them the plane some power. Release some park and brake. Forward momentum, turning plane. Maybe. Man, we are barely moving. This happened last time too when we flew into Calgary. It takes some power to get this plane moving. Alright, I see our taxiway. Looks like we're just right there to the left. Alright, we'll straighten it out a little bit, see if we can gain some momentum. There we go. Now let's turn it. As always, we'll if this is the last time we're in Calgary, we'll make sure to give it a shout out one more time. I know we give one. We're winning the Vancouver. This is This one's a real shout out. We may not be back. We may be picking up our storyline from Portland and going on from there. Oh man, it's raining. This is what we asked for, right? I love it. This is this is what we asked. Why don't we have any bad weather? Well, here we go. Get this long straightaway down here. Taxi speed right now is at 8. We are 42% engine power right now, and we are crawling with 42% engine power. That's crazy. Usually we put it at 40 to take it off, to warm the engines up. We at least get to 40 miles per hour, and then we crank it. Nope, we use 40% of the taxi up here. How did I forget that Calgary has a long taxi? And I feel like this is only like one way too. What do they do? Does one plane have to wait for this one plane to taxi all the way through, and then one plane can come all the way back this way? Like, that can't be right. I think this is a default airport, right? So it's just a kind of default. Checking on ground speed. Ground speed, we're at 14 miles per hour. Looks like a WestJet just took off. Climb another 4,000 feet. This is a taxi. Oh. We're the only ones taxiing over here. There's not one other plane that's leaving or taking off right now on this side. We'll get the VIP treatment. You guys get your own runway over here. Except for this WestJet 735 coming in. Oh, look at this landing coming in on the left. WestJet 735 coming in. $3,900 feet coming down. Ah, there he is. Right, there's his lights. All right, this is us. Make our slow crawl. Man. Engine's idle. Stop short. Parking brake activated. They want us to hold short. Roger, Alaska 954. We will hold short, tower. We're going to take our taxi brake off. Keep the wipers going for a little bit. WestJet, exit runway when able, please. I wonder why they didn't put us line up and wait. 2 planes on the runway. Can't do that. Come on, WestJet. Tablet, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the settings mode so we can get ready for takeoff when we get clearance. They're still waiting for that WestJet to get off the runway. Come on, WestJet, exit runway. Here comes the UPS 491. Still waiting for the WestJet. It's taking him so long. It should have taken him this long to get off the runway. Unless he's having throttle issues like I did too. You gotta put it at 50% to get moving, WestJet. I don't even think he's moving. Is it frozen? Should I take off the World jets and get rid of it? Because I don't even see his tag moving right now, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's not even, his tag's not even moving. But how can he be, how many planes deep are we right now? It's just one. UPS is just chilling. Why is he... Alright. Let's go here. Let's go general. Let's go traffic. Let's shut it off. It's, yeah. We'll go off with it. Alright, we got clear for takeoff. Wiper blade stopped. Let's go to the tablet. Let's hit ready for takeoff. Let's go back to our settings position. It's going to turn our cab lights off, but they still got some lights on. We're going to hit it again so the fully cab lights are off. Let's go to our flight information so we can get our speed. Let's go back to the captain's seat. Let's go to our captain view, which is about right there. Yeah, about right there. I like that. Okay. Got our stopwatch. Famous 2 seconds. It's going. Give the engine some power. Releasing parking brake. That's right. We gotta crank it up here. Jeez. Just to get the plane moving. Let's make our call to the. Let's make our call to the crew. Crew prepared for takeoff. Alright, flight crew, you guys get prepared for takeoff as well. We're going to make a rolling takeoff. Alright, airspeed check, altitude check, climb restriction check, engines 50%. Let's get lined up. Engines are fired up, going up alive, coming down the same way. Engines flex to the right. $80 knots. Oh man, we even slow on the takeoff to get going. 100. 120. 140. There's V1, rotating 15 degrees. Positive climb, we have gears up. Maintain this 15 degrees. Bring the nose down a little bit now. Now we can drop it down to 1,500 feet per minute is where we want to climb. Take the engines out of the climb position. I mean, flex position. Look to the right. Let's put them in the climb position. Perfect. Just keep following them. The flight directories. It's still my plane. We just hit 210 knots. We are still flaps 1. Follow the flight directory out. $5,200 feet. We're going to transition to the autopilot 5,500 feet. 5,500 feet right there. Let's transition to the autopilot. Make sure it's a smooth transition. Right there, hit autopilot 1. I hate when it does that. We're going to do it again. Autopilot off. We're going to do it my way. I don't like doing it that way because it makes you jolt every time. When we get back on the flight directory, once it's over here to the right, I'm going to straighten it out again. Myself, there we go. Transitioning to the autopilot. Get it right there. Transition. Transition to the autopilot. Perfect. Spoilers. Let's get those disarmed and down. Perfect. And then let's get over here. Trains on. Right there's on. We're holding 210 knots. We do have flaps 1. That's what we want. Here comes that bank right up here to the left, you guys. Oh, that's why we're drop it down. We got to activate our climbing I don't know why when you hit autopilot, it takes away your climbing restriction. Zeroes it out every time you hit autopilot. Why doesn't it keep it on? Because you activated it. I don't know. Anyway, we forgot to activate it back on. Reactivate it again. Now we won't get that warning sound. 6,800 feet. As soon as we make this turn, we can release the crew so they can prepare for services as well. As soon as we get around this vector. Results of our product, of our takeoff, nice and smooth, you guys. Calgary, one more time. Look at all these houses. I bet this thing lights it up at night. When was the last time we had a lake flight? Not a lake flight, a sunset flight. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Last time we flew in Los Angeles, which is a while ago. We got to get one of these flight plans to give us some nice descending flight. Or was it Vegas? Either one. It was either Vegas or something, but we got to get a nice descending. We got to see these valleys light up. Coming up in 8,000 feet. Tower 1 is up at 9,000 feet. Let's see what our turn looks like to go up to 210 knots, you guys. Very nice, very smooth. Flaps 1. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Passengers should be happy with that, right? Alright, let's release the crew so they can prepare for services. Because we're already at 9,000 feet. As soon as this straightens out, we're going to go to 200 and... Oh, never mind, they're talking to us. They want us up to 20,000 feet. 220, there we go. 22. Put it in the managed position. We manage climate. Actually, let's go. Yeah, let's manage climate, actually. We're close enough. 9,000 feet, we're going to manage climate. We're going to go ahead and put our speed up. Let's go flaps clean. Then let's go up to what? We actually can only go 250 for like a couple thousand, just like 1,000 feet. Then we can go up more. Okay, speed 250. Flaps are clean. Passing 9,500 feet. We did ring the fasten the seatbelt sign one time, so the crew can prepare for services. Now we're coming up on 9,800 feet. Let's get our lights above. Nose lights and landing lights. Let's start with the landing lights. Landing lights go off. Nose light goes off as well. And then let's go ahead and turn our strobe light off. Beacon light stays on. Nav light stays on. And our runway light is off. 10,500 feet. Let's go ahead and open up the speed to 335 knots. Nautical range, let's push that out to 20. We do have this in this. We do have our climb in the climb position, our throttle in the climb position. We are gaining speed. That's a check, and we are gaining altitude. Check. Outside view of the clouds. Go back in. We don't have that much turbulence. Not as much as we did coming in. I mean, well, coming into Calgary and going into Vancouver, man, that was some turbulence. But this is a clean climb right now. I wonder what altitude it is when we clear the clouds. Wonder what would happen if we turned on our real flights now that we got out of the runway. They were holding us up down there. I think that plane froze. Let's try it real quick. Let's go here. Let's go general. Let's go traffic. Real time. Perfect. Save it. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Get that chance to load up. 14,800 feet, passing up to 15,000 feet. They still want us to climb to 22,000 feet, you guys. We just got to 335 knots. Which is, if we come over here to our tablet, ground speed of 417 miles per hour and still climbing and gaining speed. Looks like we broke cloud coverage about 15,000 feet, I would say. So we'll mark that down. That cloud coverage 15,000 feet. We'll see what it is when we're going down into Portland. As of right now, they still say Portland is clear skies and 87 degrees. We'll see if that changes because it is California. Look at that cloud. That is pretty sick. Coming up on 18,000 feet, let's go ahead and get our altimeter. Let's put that in the standard position. Let's go ahead and turn our terrain off at this time as well. Roger, Edmonton, Alaska 954. We will continue as planned. Just past 20,000 feet. Still climbing up to, still climbing up to 22,000 feet, you guys. Don't forget our cruising altitude is going to be 34,000 feet. Now the clouds are opening up. Look at that terrain, you guys. Look at that. Calgary, Canada. It's got some mountains. And like I said before, this climb is way smoother than the descent coming in. We were getting rocked coming in. But they still got white caps and it's July. That. Ground speed 468. $21,700 feet, you guys, coming up to 22,000 feet. Oh, here we go. Roger, Tower, Alaska 954. Climb and maintain flight level 340. Alright, they want us at 34,000 feet. I went ahead and entered 34,000 feet, and I also hit the manage position, so we'll manage our way up to our cruising altitude. Looks like we're climbing about 1,400 feet right now. terrain. Look at that terrain, you guys. Love it, love it, love it. Let's go back to the captain's seat. Now that is mountains. $25,400 feet, coming up to 25,500 feet. We're doing the classic Airbus slow climb right now. We're climbing at 1,100 feet per minute right now up to 34,000 feet. Yeah, gotta love that Airbus slow crawl climb when you get about mid-20s, right? Altitude, oh, slow. From San Francisco, 37,000 feet. passing 31,400 feet, still climbing up to 34,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. We're climbing about 1,200 feet per minute right now, and we're on the managed climb position, which means it's gonna put us up at 34,000 feet right when we hit our cruising altitude vector. It's gonna match the altitude and our vector right at the right time, you guys. Hence for the slow climb, it's averaging it out. Well, 33,500 feet, coming up to 34,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. No need to keep the fasten seatbelt on this flight. This flight's been really smooth, actually. No reason to keep it on, so we can go ahead and take it off. Let me just look at the flight plan real quick. I don't think we have any crazy turns. I think we're straight down right into Portland. Yeah, we're straight down. There's our top of our descent right there. We're straight down into Portland, so yeah, we are fine to go ahead and turn this back into 20 nautical range, and then ARC, and then let's go ahead and seatbelt sign comes off. We can make the call to the passengers. Passengers, you are now free to move about the cabin. Flight crew, we made it to cruising altitude. You know what that means. Let's go over our cruising altitude briefing. If you just jumped on, if you just joined the stream, if you just jumped on board, appreciate it. I am Phoenix Black Knight. We just took off at Calgary, and we're going into Portland. We're at cruising altitude, and we're going to go over a cruising altitude briefing to get you caught up and get you briefed on what has happened so far. So let's jump right into it, you guys. Sim brief. One take said we are Alaska. There's our plane right there. Let's go back inside. Alaska call sign is 954. Is our call sign. Like I said, we were just in Calgary. We're taking off and going to Portland. I didn't tell you guys this last time. On the flight briefing down, our alternate airport is going to be Seattle. If we need be, our alternate is going to be Seattle. Aircraft A320 is what we're in. July 3rd, 2023. Departure time was 17:45. Arrivals 1940. Airtime, they gave us, SimBrief said it should be an hour and 27 minutes. Also, SimBrief gave us a block time of an hour and 55 minutes to finish the flight. So the time to beat is an hour and 27 minutes is the time to beat. 34,000 feet is our cruising altitude, you guys, which we're currently at right now. We do have the fasten seatbelt sign off, and passengers are free to move about the cabin. Distance we're flying, 533 nautical miles. Wind, 274 over 41 knots. Passengers on today's flight, 185 on board. Bulk fuel, 13,006 pounds. Total payload, 42,550 pounds. When we were in Calgary, we took off a runway 35 right, and when we come down into Portland, they want us down, wheels down on runway 28 and left with the transition into Portland of Hood, HHOD. And our transition out of Calgary was DCT to Drummond, DUMRA. Then we'll jump into the weather real quick. When we were down in Calgary, it was 56 degrees. It was raining. It was cloudy. We broke the cloud coverage. About 15,000 feet is when we broke cloud coverage. When we're going down into Portland, we are still expecting about 87 degrees, and we are expecting clear skies when we go wheels down in Portland on runway 28 left. All right, there's our cruising altitude flight crew. There's our cruising altitude. There's our cruising altitude briefing. You guys are now free as well to move about the cabin. Don't leave the stream, obviously. Don't want you to leave the stream, but get up, go get a drink, go stretch the legs a little bit, and come on back. And if you're good, then enjoy the sounds of the ATC. I'm gonna mic my mute. Wow. I'm gonna mic my microphone and go on chat. and I will see you guys on descent. Roger, Vancouver, Alaska 954. We will continue as planned. Roger, Seattle Center, Alaska 954. We will continue as planned. Alright, flight crew. Let's settle back in. We're coming up to the top of our descent right now. There's our top of our descent. I'm going to go ahead and pull our speed back at this time. Right now we're sitting at 280 knots because we're up at 34,000 feet. So we're going to get that off a match. We're going to keep that at 280 knots right now. So it was going to match. So what happens when we descend, it was going to pick our speed back up to what we were at, 335 knots. Every time we descend, it was going to pick our speed up closer to 335 knots and match where we were before we started climbing. I'm going to keep it at 280 right now, so when we descend, it will stay at 280 knots. And we'll keep that into 240 and into our approach. So let's settle back in, flight crew. Bring it back. Come on, bring it back. Our lights looking good. Remember, we're still the fastest seatbelt sign off. Clear skies. Like I mentioned, we're supposed to have clear skies at about 87 going into Portland. So as of now, I see clear skies. I don't think I showed you. Sorry, guys. That purple. Top of our descent right there. Purple dot. Top of our descent. Alright, now we go back to the captain's seat, to the captain view. Let's put our right there. Right there. There we go. Happy with that. Roger Tower, Alaska 954. Descend and maintain flight level 280. Alright, flight crew, we got the call. We got our descending point. 28,000 feet is where they want us to estimate to be down to. Holding 280 knots, dropping down to 28,000 feet. Fasten the seatbelt sign, let's keep that on. We're going down to 28,000 feet and we're holding 280 knots, that's fine. We'll see what they drop us on our next descent point and see where it's at. Usually I like to keep it on in the 20s. As soon as they descend us down through the 20s is usually when I like to put it on. Ground speed, we got 427 miles per hour. $28,400 feet, you guys. Still descending down to 28,000 feet. Let's see what our next descent vector point is, and we'll judge our speed and our seatbelt at that time. Let's go ahead and turn our terrain on. Alright, they want us down to 24,000 feet. Let's get us down to 24,000. We'll go ahead and keep the fasten the seatbelt sign off. We'll still keep 280 knots. Roger Tower, Alaska 954. Descend and maintain flight level 240. When we get to 24,000 feet, we're going to pull our speed back from 280 knots to 240 knots. And at that time, when they descend us again, we'll turn on the fasten the seatbelt sign. Coming up on 24,700 feet, still descending down to 24,000 feet. Let's pull our speed back at this time. We're going to go 240 knots. 240 knots is entered. Still descending down to 20,000 feet. 24,000 feet. And our speed is decreasing. That's a check as well. Roger Tower, Alaska 954, descend and maintain flight level 17,000 feet. Alright, flight crew, they want us down to 17,000 feet. We are still slowing our speed back to 240 knots. It looks like we're about 250 right now. So our descent speed is about 1,000 feet per minute until we get close to the 240. $240 knots. Right, we're descending faster. That's a check. Looks like we're going down to 2,000 feet per minute. That is a comfortable descent speed. Comfortable with that. Let's make our call to flight crew. Let's make our call to the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, we started our send down into Portland, Oregon. Let's prepare for approach. Flight crew, you guys, let's all of us. Let's prepare for approach. Coming all below 20,000 feet. Coming up, passing 18,000 feet. Still descending down to 17,000 feet. Still holding 240 knots. Seventeen 100 feet, you guys. Gonna hover around here to our next descent point. Portland. Roger Tower. American. I said American, you guys. Can't have too many A airlines. You should have picked another A airline. That's terrible. Roger Tower, Alaska, 954. Descend and maintain flight level 130. we're descending down. It looks like 1,700 feet per minute is what our managed descent is right now. Yeah, 1,700 feet per minute. We're still holding 240 knots. We're just passing 15,000 feet, coming up on 13,000 feet here in a little bit. I think we just flew over Seattle, because I remember that mountain getting out of Seattle and on the approach. And I know our flight path is having us go by Seattle. I wonder if we just flew over it. The mountain is very familiar. Coming up on 13,200 feet. Still want us down to 13,000. Pulling our speed back to 200 knots. That's our approach speed. We're going to keep that there. That will put us at flaps 1. Roger, Tower, Alaska. 954. Descend and maintain flight level 9,000 feet. Alright, let's go ahead and go flaps 1. Flap 1 is engaged. Nautical range, just pull that into 10. Look at this terrain, you guys. Portland. Not as raggedy, rockety as Calgary, right? But look at these green mountains. Can't fly into Portland or Calgary and then turn around and fly into Phoenix. That would be like, ugh. Chain of scenery, like, really? People live here? 11,100 feet. 11,000 exactly, you guys. Still holding 200 knots. We are flaps 1. Still descending down to 9,000 feet. Once we get down to 10,500 feet, we'll light it up. Get ready for a 10,000 feet and lower flying. There it is. Let's light it up. Landing lights, let's put them on the on position. Nose light, let's put it on the takeoff position. And our strobe light comes on. Wing light stays off. Beacon light stays on. Nav light stays on. Runway lights stay off at this time. We still keep our seatbelt sign on. The smoking sign is on as well. Ground speed that we're heading right now, we're at 240 knots and holding. 9,700 feet, still descending down to 9,000 feet. We're still at a standard on our altimeter. They haven't given us an altimeter yet, so we still are standard position on that. So still standard barrel. So come on, ATC, let's go. 9,200 feet. Hey guys, contacting approach right now. We'll get our altimeter right now. Roger, Tower. Altimeter 29.93. Roger, Tower, Alaska 954, descend and maintain flight level 6,700 feet. Roger, Portland approach Alaska at 957. Maintain the present altitude and heading. Expect ILS runway. Okay, they want us to approach, flight crew. We still got our approach speed at 200 knots. We are descending down to 6,700 feet. .25 miles outside of the runway. Let's get a visual on our flight plan. It's going to be right here on the right hand side. Let's pull our nautical range out. Right. Just adjusting where we should pull our speed back. We got oh, they want us to descend. Roger, Portland Tower, Alaska 954, descend and maintain flight level 57,000 feet. Flight crew, they want us down 5,700 feet. We're climbing there now, still holding 200 knots. Like I was saying before, I was trying to see where we should pull in. We need to pull it back to 190, then we got to pull it back to 180, and then we got to get ready for our approach. I mean, we can always go off of the mileage. That's fine. All right, let's put that back on the 10, leave that on ARC. Descending down to 5,700 feet, passing 6,000 feet right now, still holding 200 knots. We still are, remember, flaps 1. Still 21 miles outside the runway, so we still got a little bit. Look at that. Green. Is it weird that I'm excited for the winter to see what this looks like during the winter time? Just white out. It is just white. Or this fall. I hope they on the I hope on the graphics the color comes through on the fall. $19 miles outside the runway, guys. Let's pull our speed back. We're gonna go 190 knots. That will be flaps 2. There's 190. Let's go flaps 2. $18 miles, holding 100 and oh. They wanted us down 3,700 feet is what they want us down at. Let's get 3,700 feet. Roger, Tower, Alaska 954. Descend and maintain flight level 3,700 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. (5,000 feet, 5,400 feet. I'm descending. That's a check. We will not just go over 210 knots. We're going to crank our. Go. 4,800 feet, still descending down. 16 miles outside the runway. We'll pull our speed back again. Go 180 knots. That'll be flaps 3. 4,200 feet, still descending. 15 miles outside the runway. Alright, speed drop. Flaps 3. Alright, let's hit approach. Roger, Tower, Alaska 954, descend and maintain flight level 2,900 feet is what they want us at. Go ahead and push our altimeter down, not our altimeter, our climbing restriction. We're going to put it down and put it in the descend, and we're going to push it down 1,400 feet right now until we get 2,900 feet. I do have our approach armed, waiting for it to be engaged. Looks like we're going to catch our glow light at 2,900 feet. 10 miles outside the runway, still holding 180 knots. Let's go ahead and pull our speed back again. Let's go 160. That'll be flaps full. Actually, I think they just gave us the finish their approach. They did. 140 knots. 140 knots is entered. Flaps full. Glide slope is activated. Is waiting for it to be engaged. Roger, Tower, Alaska 954, clear to approach. Glide slope is engaged. Holding 140 knots. 8 miles outside the runway. Check. Let's look down to the right. We're going to pull our throttle back. We're going to put it right here, get ready for the reverses, but still enough power to continue our glide slope and keep us up in the air. Perfect. Portland. Look at this. Wine vineyards, right? Portland has tons of wine vineyards you can tour. Portland is definitely on the list to visit. That is definitely on my list to go up there and try wine country. 6 miles outside the runway. It's right there in front of us. Go outside. Let's do this. You guys can see the gears come down. Roger, Tower, Alaska 954, clear the land. Alright, give us clearance to land. Speed in the man-is position. Gears come down. Go outside, you can see it. Looks like we got some airlines behind us. Gears are down. Let's pull over here so you can see the reversers right there. Perfect. Let's come back inside. Spoilers. Get those armed. Speed brakes. Get those on auto, medium. Runway lights on. Landing lights are on. Strobe lights on. Nose lights on. All lights are on except all except the wing lights. Let's make our crew to the passengers. Passengers, prepare to land. I'm gonna make the call to you guys. Flight crew, prepare to land. 1,000 feet. My plane. I'll see you on the ground.
500.
Check.
400.
Check.
300.
Continue.
200. 100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Wheels down. Reversers. Whoa, maybe we're down. There we go. Come on, wheels down. Reversers going. Let's go out so you can see them. Go back in. 60 knots. Reverser stow. Brakes off. Let's take this right. Let's go ahead and stop the plane manually. Slow it down a little bit. Engines to the neutral position. Ladies and gentlemen, flight crew, welcome down Portland. Slowly stopping the plane right now. And slowly stopping. There it is. Let's activate the parking brake. Parking brake is active. Flaps, clean it up. 10%. Spoilers, let's bring them down. We don't need the train on anymore. Let's get that off. Light this directory off. Localizer off. Let's come up here, clean up our lights. Landing lights go to the restricting position. Nose light goes to the taxi. Strobe light comes off. Beacon light stays off. Nav light stays on. Seatbelt sign comes on. Stays on. APU bleed comes on now. Let's do the master. Let's do the start. Let's go ahead and hit our ATC. Let's get our ground services. And let's find out where our gate is. Taxi the gate. Let's get our taxi brake. There's our taxi ribbon. Engines power, releasing parking brake. Portland. Whoa, look at that. That's our taxi. VIP treatment in Portland. Thank you. Look at this thing. Oh, we got to hold position. Roger, Alaska 954, holding position. How did Southwest get more of a clearance than we did? We're like right here. I think it's Southwest we're holding for. No one else around us. Stop our stopwatch. Hour and 25 minutes. Let me pull up some brief. See where they had us at. I'll tell you when we get to the gate. Our debriefing. You tell me. Southward couldn't wait for us. Roger Tower, Southward, continue taxi. Roger Tower, Alaska 954, we will continue taxi. Alright, this is us. Oh, are you kidding me? Southwest went right there too. Holy, couldn't wait for us. Okay. All right, Southwest. 986. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Almost stopped there. Come on. Where do you want us to stop at? There. A little more. Right there. Got it. Parking brake set. Engine's neutral. Parking brake. Seatbelt sign comes off. Flaps get cleaned up. Lights come off. That means runway lights come off. Nose light comes off. Beacon light comes off. Nav light comes off. Once again, flight crew, welcome down to Portland. We made it from Calgary, Canada. Let's come over here. Let's get our settings. Let's wait on that. We gotta wait and do our engines. Engine one's gotta come down first. You guys want to hear power down? Let's see. We haven't tried that yet. Engine one. We'll do this one right here. Let's power it down. Engine 2. Not too bad. We missed a little weren't from the plane though. Okay. Engines are coming off. Let's go to ATC. Ground services. Leave that right there. Come over here. Cones should not be on now. Cabin lights come on. GPU unit gets connected. This is when you can see what I'm doing. Ground power unit. Let's connect that. AC unit. Let's connect that. Jetway's coming. Look it. Nope. Jetway. Main cabin door. Jump outside. Go ahead and start catering services. Actually. And then baggage services. Pull this back up. All right, you guys. Flight crew. Hour and 25 minutes to get from Calgary to Portland for us. Sim brief, how is that? Are you ready? Hour and 27 minutes. Hour and 27 minutes. Sim brief, how is that? We beat it by 2 minutes. Back in the win column for us today. Back in the win. And then we weren't going to be in the loss column for that long. Coming in late. What were we last flight? Yeah, we were like 4 or 5 minutes late. 4 or 3, something like that. But hey, 2 minutes early. I'm excited to see what our actual flight planning flight is. What Microsoft said it is. So this is just when we took off on taxi, right at the beginning of the runway from wheels up. When we actually fly, I like to see what that is. But what a great flight, guys! What a great landing! What a great takeoff! The landing, we floated on our back wheels for a while. We were back wheels for a while. I don't know if you guys saw that. Our nose came down, went up again, came down, came up again, and then we finally got it down. But I've never had our wheels sit like that, where back wheels touched and we were down, spoilers came up and we were still floating that long. That was pretty cool. I've never seen them do that before. But hey, if you guys like the landing, if you guys like the flight, come along with us next time we fly again tomorrow. Our week schedule we fly is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Wednesday I'll hit it hard again on Thursday. Hit that subscribe, hit that follow button so you get alerted when we go live again, you guys. It's a fun flight. We'll be probably leaving out of Portland or out of Calgary again, depends if we can get that bid. But yeah, hit that subscribe, hit that follow, and then let's jump back into the captain seat, captain view, and let's go ahead and get rid of this. We already know it's an hour and 25. We don't need ATC on anymore. We're going to go ahead and say the passengers are off, so we're going to illuminate them. They're off the cabin lights. We're going to shut the plane down. We're going to turn those lights off. GP, we don't need anymore. Get disconnected. ACU is disconnected as well. We're going to leave this on because we got to get off the plane, so we're going to leave the front door open as well. We'll leave the cones on for the next people. It's got to come through. Let's go to the captain seat, to the captain view. Dome light should be on. We turn that off. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign, and the smoking sign is off. Next person gets in, the next captain gets in and can do that. Perfect. Let's go ahead and go back to the tablet. Let's go back to the settings. Let's turn off. Oh, activate the tablet. There we go. Settings. Let's go to cold dark. It's going to shut off everything there. We're going to pull up our menu. Hour and 21 minutes. Total flight time. It's an hour and 21 minutes. Like I said, SimBrief wanted this at hour 27 minutes. We actually beat it by 6 minutes, you guys. 6 minutes early arrival in the Portland. Our passengers are happy. We should be happy. Great job, you guys. Great flight today. Yeah, that's it for me. Phoenix Black Knight. I'll see you guys. Let's see. Like I said, tomorrow. I don't know where we're going. It's going to be a surprise to me as well if we're going to continue our storyline out of Portland, or if we go back into Calgary and get back into the American Airlines up there and get us back out of there. So I'll have it up on the schedule when I get the bid. I probably won't get the bid until tomorrow. But until then, guys, thanks for flying along. And as always, I will see you later.